Well, good morning, and thank you for joining us for the Ohio AgNet podcast. I'm Dusty Sonnenberg, hosting today. Joining me is Joel Penhorwood. Also, we have Evan Callicoat from the Ohio Farm Bureau Federation. Matt is not with us today. He is taking a few days off. We figured we could probably give him that. So we brought in the all-star team with Evan and Joel joining us today. Guys, it's actually been 2 weeks since we had our last podcast with the 4th of July holiday falling in there. So probably a real quick week recap. How was your 4th of July celebrations?
Absolutely wonderful. I didn't get too sunburnt, and I think I'm doing all right.
Good.
That's
Joel?
always good. We had a great time on the 4th, and right after, took a couple days of vacation myself and headed down on a small plane cross-country trip down to Shibuda, Mississippi, where my brother farms, and took a look at some of the crop progress there. A lot of flooding in the Kentucky area. My goodness, that was bad. Saw a lot of section control issues along the way as well.
Wow.
So for those of you farmers, sorry to see that with the
Very
bad section control. And then But things down there look really good. They're about half milk line and some of that corn down there. So harvest is right around the corner. Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
Very interesting. Well, Evan, speaking of the 4th of July, you spent part of your 4th probably in an unconventional way, and it's the feature topic of our discussions today, dealing with the state budget. What were you doing on the 4th looking at the state budget?
So the governor's vetoes did not come out till about 3:30 in the morning that day for the last changes to the budget. So that officially marked the end of this budget process, which begins back in February. So while I did not plan to be up that early on the 4th, I'm very glad that we are now done with the budget. There was a good bit of things in there for agriculture, and look forward to talking with you guys about those things this morning.
That sounds real good. Well, to go along with that, we've got some other audio we're going to have following along those same lines with the state budget. I had a chance to catch up with Congressman Rodney Creech, and he's from down in Preble County, a farmer down there. He also serves as the chairman of the Ohio House Ag Committee, and we had a chance to catch up, talk a little bit about some of the things he liked in the state budget, maybe some things he wasn't as crazy about. Also, just different things to keep in mind, things going on through the legislature that may have an impact with agriculture. So we'll have that coming up. Joel, anything else we've got to talk about today?
Yeah, we should be hearing from Holman Incorporated, a conversation that our own Dale Minio has over there talking about the many topics of the day. As we know, we get several updates throughout the year from them talking a wide variety of things, not only manure related, which we like to hear about their latest equipment advantages there, but they're also talking, egg crate packaging and custom solutions there, what to keep in mind if you're thinking about building a new barn. The challenges there, especially when it comes to planning out for electricity. All those things are things to keep in mind, and those topics and much more are all in store for our Dale Minio's conversation with Holman.
Real good. And so you can catch the full podcast coming out tomorrow anywhere you get your podcasts, of course, at our website, ohioagnet.com, or through Digital Dale. Evan, before we jump into that, though, maybe a real quick teaser. So folks want to tune into that. Give me 2 or 3 of the highlights that you saw out of the state budget.
Yeah, so we saw some really good investments in H2Ohio, as we've seen throughout the legislature, their support for that. So we were glad to see increases there. Also had historic funding for the Ohio Expo Center and the Ohio State Fair, as well as some tax cuts that we think really will benefit not just people in agriculture, but people across Ohio.
Very good. So all that and more coming up. We thank you for joining us. For Joel Penhorwood, Evan Callicoat, I'm Dusty Sonnenberg with the Ohio AgNet podcast. We'll talk to you again soon.